everyone, it's me, Books Are Us, and this is my puppy Macy. She's a Beagle Terrier Chihuahua mix. Isn't she adorable? Anyway, the reason you're here is because you are interested in books. And why else would you be here? So, on with the 2016 Bookshelf Tour! So, as you can see on my shelf, I have a Danny Phantom Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup bottle, which I had to get, which was amazing, but I got like 6. But I use them now for my bookmarks, and they're so useful. Anyway, then coming back over here, I have a frog thing that I got from my little cousin. So she's like my little fan, because she loves to hear me read. So over here, I have my starting of my books. I have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The next book I have is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The next book I have is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So then here's an overview of a little more of my shelf. It is not very like any other bookshelf. I do keep my movies here for personal reasons. The next shelf I have is my little bear and my Danny Phantom action figure. But this is also used for movies, so that's cute. And then I have my little dolls here. They're cute, huh? Then that's more movies over here. And then I have my Stitch. I really love Stitch. So I have my little Stitch stuff here. Then I have this, which is very cute little kitty. You sit there, kitty. So that's that shelf. Now on to the books, which is so much fun. Okay, so on to the bookshelf tour. Okay, the first book I have on my shelf, as you can see here, is the Disney's Adventure Stories, which has books mostly like about every Disney movie. So an overview of Dinosaur, Toy Story, Hercules, Tarzan, Mulan. So basically those. The next book I have is the Princess Collection. So it's like Ariel and Aurora and so on. And then more stories over here. But those are mostly what they are. The next book I have on my shelf is the City of Bones series by Cassandra Clare. So let's take a look at those. So that's there. I have not read these yet, but I do plan on reading them in the near future. The next book I have on my shelf is the companion story book, City of Ashes, also by Cassandra Clare, and it is the City of Bones series, or the Mortal Instruments series. So I have not read those, but I do plan on reading them. Next is my contemporary novels, and so that's The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, Paper Towns, also by John Green, An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. So I've read all these already, and my next on my TBR would be Looking for Alaska. So that got those. The next books I have is the Mercy Falls trilogy, I guess, or I call them the Shiver trilogies. So I have Shiver, Linger, and Forever, and they're each by Maggie Stiefvater. The next book I have on my shelf is Where She Went by Gail Forman, Elixir by Hilary Duff, If I Stay, also by Gail Forman, The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, So Be It by Sarah Weeks. That's a really good book. You should pick it up. The next book I have on my shelf is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I have read this, but I do plan on reading it again. The next book I have on my shelf is Dogs. It's not really a book, but I do like to look at the pictures. The next book I have on my shelf is The Tale of Dupree by Kate DiCamillo. So we got that. Next book on my shelf is Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Next book I have on my shelf is The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks. And then the next book I have is The Storybook of Legends by Shannon Hale. I have read this one. I have not read the others, but I do plan on reading them. The next book I have on my shelf is The Best of Me, also by Nicholas Sparks. Then I have Fallen, Torment, and Passion by Lauren Kate. The next book I have on my shelf is The School for Good and Evil by Simone Chinani. I have read this book and it's very good. I did not know it had companion novels, but I do plan on reading those. The next book I have on my shelf is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. And then the next book I have is The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz, and is the prequel book to the Descendants series. I suggest you read that also. So onto my next shelf, which is the last shelf, I have The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks, Best Friends for Never by Lisa Harrison, and then I have some Disney classics, which is very nice. And then down here are my yearbooks. This is not a Disney film or book, but it is a very nice book. Sorry, trying to get it out. See, it's called The Royal Raven. It's very pretty. It's one of my favorite books. Then moving on to over here, I have my Madeline book, Mad About Madeline by Ludwig Baminin. It's one of my favorite books as a child. The next book I have on my shelf is the Lilo and Stitch Disney. That's cute. And then the next book I have is Chester's Way by Kevin Hines. I believe he also wrote Chrysanthemum. The next book I have on my shelf, and it is on my TBR, is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The next book I have on my shelf is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, which I have recently finished. So that was like the last book I read. I'm going to put this down for a second. Marvel at the books. So, the next book I have is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Cinder by Melissa Meyer. Marked by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. So there's this one. Betrayed by PC Cast and Kristen Cast as well. I also have a Twilight Eclipse graphic thing. And then I also have a New Moon one as well. And then I have this Guitar Chords book. And over here is my Harry Potter's book movies 1 through 5. So this was my bookshelf tour, and I hope you enjoyed it.